Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel, and it's time for new releases again. Today is August 10th, 2021, and I already have September's budget sheets ready. They're up and live in the shop. If you've been to my shop already, you've probably already seen them, but yeah, I'm just now getting to the video. August is a vacation kind of month, so I'm being pulled several different directions, but I'm so glad I got to get this design ready and up in the shop, and loving the colors of this. Love the purples. Purple is actually my favorite color, and this purple this time I really love. Last September I did what was called a lavender's flower. I took it out of the September section of my Etsy shop and put it into its own section called lavender flowers. And the reason I did that is because one, this is an updated version, and two, it is still one of my popular budget sheets in my shop for budgeting. So yeah, I can actually pull, if I can get my iPad here, my shop up and show it to you a little bit, and you can see the listings and the lavender flowers. You only get like 20 slots, I think, for listing different things, and I have each of the months filled except for December. I'm doing a new one for December when December comes around. Last year's December did not sell at all, so I need to come up with a different design for that. But I will pull up my Etsy shop, and I am loving this. This is called Purple Peonies. I believe that's how you pronounce it, so if you're in my shop, that's what you're looking for. And here we go. So the link to my shop is in the description box below. But this is what my shop kind of looks like. This is on a tablet. On the computer, it looks different. It has a different header, but it's Lisa's Faith budget plan. And I have my featured items, which are these purple peonies, and you'll get to see all these as actual budget sheets. And then I have here featured budget sheets, custom budget, annual budget sheets, cash printable, envelope printables, and then it just starts with the months. And whatever I did the months for this year, that's what's in here. And then when you hit September, it's the purple peonies that we're doing this month, which you see on this sheet here, and you can see it here. And it looks really cute, even online. I love it. I just absolutely love it. And then I have here lavender flowers. So this was last September's design, and this is still, people are still buying this design and loving it. And I really love that design from last year too. So I kept it in the shop, so you can have it. And also new to my shop is custom sheets. So I have one listing for that. It's a $3 listing. You can pick any design and any budget sheets for $3, and I will put your text right here like I do on my sheets for my personalized stuff. I can put it on any of my budget sheets. So if you have categories and you want a list of categories already pre-typed and you can just print the same budget sheet every month, I can do that for you. And it would just be $3 for the custom listing. You don't have to buy the listing here. Like if you want to do a transaction log like this, you don't have to buy this first and then buy the custom. You basically can go to the custom and say, I want the purple peonies transaction log, and you tell me what you need, and I can fill in not so much the dates, but probably the descriptions or something like that. I can change the transaction log to say something, like mine actually say grocery household, so my spending categories go up there. That's probably not the best example. The sinking funds is probably the best example, and that's kind of where that came from. But if you have just a regular budget sheet, you can say, well, I want the August flowers, and I want my categories already filled out. Can you put that in there? And then, so you're just buying the budget sheet once, but you're telling me which one you want through an email through Etsy, and I can work with you on that. So, but that's my budget shop there on Etsy, and those are my budget sheets. Now PDFs, which are awesome, can go on anything that is a writable PDF, like GoodNotes. Notability, and I can't remember the other one. There's 3 that are very common. So yeah, these budget sheets you can make electronic. So you download the PDF, you purchase it, download it, and use it electronically over and over again. And that would be awesome as well. I have the calendar here. I always start with the calendar. I use the calendar. I'm pen and paper girl, so you always see me use the pen and paper. But you can put the PDFs in things such as GoodNotes. And yeah, this is just so cute. I love, try not to get too much of a shadow, but I love the flowers here. I love the little background pattern, kind of a check or I'm trying to think of what it call. I don't know. It's just a nice little lined pattern behind it, and really pretty little peonies, and I just thought they were really cute. And I really hope I'm pronouncing that flower name right. So that is for the month of September. This is what we're going to be using, what I'm going to be using. And if you're interested, you know, go to my Etsy store. The listings that are the hyperlink to the shop is in the description box below. I can't talk today. I'm so sorry. These travel days have really got me going. Have got me wore out. So I'm pretty exhausted. Now, this comes in 3 sizes. Now, I didn't print all 3 sizes. I did in August, but I didn't this month. And I'm going to show you August 3 sizes, but they're going to be in this pattern at the top. So here's the Classic Happy Planner for August. You get the cut lines, and in the center you get what is the the calendar for the signs you need for using those cut lines. And then you get Classic Happy Planner, and then you also get A5, so you can cut them down. I do recommend you put something over this to make sure the holes line up right, in case your printer prints a little different than mine. Try to print on 100%, but this header here will be like this for September. Every month going forward, I'm going to do all 3 designs. So, and you get all 3 when you make the purchase. So you don't have to pick A5. You don't have to pick Classic Happy Planner. You get the 8.5 by 11 A5 and this for the same price. So it's just one price. You just choose which one you want and download what you want. But you get all 3. You get 3 PDFs, and you get all 3 sizes. Each PDF is a different size. So you get to decide. You don't even have to decide the day you buy it. Just know that you buy it and you get all 3 sizes, and then you can decide, hey, which size do I want to try? And if you're not used to A5 or Classic Happy Planner, you can try it and see if you like it. And if you do, great. You already got it. You already have the purchase, and you don't have to go back and purchase anything new. So that's what I love about PDFs and digital. You can create them and sell them in so many different ways, and it just really makes a huge difference. So there's my September calendar, and then the first budget sheet is my favorite, and there's 3. Now that calendar is one listing by itself, and I'll show you the listings together. So if there's more than one page, it's because all 3 listings or both listing, or not listings, if all 3 pages are together in one listing, or 2 pages are together in one listing. So here we go. Bills and expenses, you get this. If you need several lines, you get a 2-page. If you only need a little bit, there's a 1-page. So you have flexibility doing either. So this is a budget. I use this for my monthly budget, and I just have budget at the top. None of these sheets will have the September on it except for the calendar. The calendar is the only thing that actually has the month. The pattern you can use whenever you want, whatever month you want to use it in. But you have your income here, you have your expenses, and you can just do a budgeted amount, and then as the actuals are happening, fill that in, and then you can go back and check and see how your month went. You can also do a budget for the month in the smaller version if you don't have as many expenses to fill out, but you have plenty of income and expenses. And this is for multiple income streams, whether you have refunds, whether you have you sell something on Facebook Marketplace, you can add those deposits here and for the month and have plenty of room. So there's that. So I'm excited about that. Now, some people like to do variable and fixed expenses. I don't particularly separate because not much of what I have actually varies very much. And if it is, it's just a few dollars. So I'm not too concerned about it, or I'm expecting it because it's either summer or winter with the electric and stuff. So this is the variable and fixed. So you have variable on this page. I think there's about 20 here and 20 here. And then I left room for notes. And you can do your income minus expenses, so you know for the monthly budget. So monthly budget, this is one listing, and it also includes one more sheet. So this is the third sheet, exact same setup as the bills and expenses, just you can separate variable and fixed. It depends on how your brain works and what works best for you. So variable and fixed here, so you have 10 and 10. And income minus expenses here at the bottom. So that is pretty good there. So that's a separate listing. I think each one I've narrowed it down to like 12 listings in each section for each month. So that kind of works out pretty good. It's not a lot of budget sheets, and you get to pick and choose what you want. What works for you, what makes you, how you think, and what makes you happy. So that's what we do there. And then I have here our paycheck to paycheck. And you get 5 pages. So if you want to do it every deposit, or if you want to do it your paychecks and then your spouse's paycheck separately, because it's less confusing that way for you, even though your money comes together. However you need to do your paychecks, you have your income here and bills and expenses going down, and you get paycheck 1 through 5. So that should be enough for anybody that has multiple income streams, or for anybody who it's more than one person working full-time, and how their pay schedule works. So you can assign each paycheck a specific amount of money. I'm running out of room on my desk to have all this on here. But these are paycheck 1 through 5, and they are all the same as far as the layout for income, bills, and expenses. And usually 1 page is enough. Occasionally 2 pages might be necessary, but 1 page is usually enough for me and our family of 4 adults. So that's paycheck 1 through 5 there. And next is so next we have my favorite, which is the weekly check-in. This is what's really been keeping me in budget for how much I spend every week on my spending categories. Let's see, I'm trying to get the pages separated. Here we go. So here is this. Now, every sheet I've shown you comes in all 3 sizes. You get the 8.5 by 11, which is what I call these, the Classic Happy Planner size, and then the A5 size. So you can trim those down. You don't even have to resize your printer for that. It's actually on an 8.5 by 11 sheet here, or as far as what the design's put on, and then I just shrink it down onto that design to an A5 size, so you don't even have to change your printer settings. Just make sure you print it at 100%. If you can remember when you go to your printer to go print, sometimes mine actually starts at 97% when it prints. I have no idea why, but it does. And I can change it to 100 and it works really well. And so these are also in the A5 and Classic Happy Planner, just like the paycheck and the budget sheets for the month. You get 5 categories to list. Typically most people have 5 that they spend through. If you wanted this customized a little bit more, I could always add more lines and then rotate week 4 over here and use up this notes section for you. That is an option. Just email me and we can talk about a custom order and go from there. But I'm in love with this pastel purple. I don't think it's coming across the way I hoped, but it is just so pretty to me, and it turned out really, really well. The paper I'm using, I don't talk about it every time, but I do want to say it's 28-pound premium white HP paper is what I bought. I get it on Amazon, $10, $15. I think it's $15 for 500 sheets, and it usually lasts me a pretty good long while. And that way it takes the color really well, and I don't have to worry about the color transferring on the other side, because there is no color bleed. You can see from the black, there's barely any ghosting at all, or none at all. And so you could print front and back with 28-pound white paper or higher. So this is a transaction log here. You can use this for anything. You can use it for your sinking funds. You can use it for your weekly check-in spending, where you basically start your first week with a balance amount of how much available that you have in the deposit, and then what you can spend for the week, and just kind of log down like a check register just for a specific category. You can name your categories, or you can use this for sinking funds. Like I said before, a lot of people do that. It just depends. Or you can just do your daily, transactions on here and kind of run it like a check register. It's pretty much the same concept. But transaction logs are used for many, many different reasons. And you can pair it up with any of the budget sheets that you would like to when you are tracking and doing things. So there's that. The next page I have is our sinking funds, which is very popular. Everybody loves good sinking funds, and it's the best way to kind of save for things that you need, especially annual expenses, and if you have kids or back to school or vacations or things like that. Sinking funds are awesome for that. Here's the sinking funds for September. I actually had somebody order not this design, but the sinking funds, and then she had asked for a customized one where I put each individual sinking fund that she had, and there was a list of 63. So I reformatted the lines to be just slightly smaller, not very much smaller, so it would fit on 63 plus 4 more lines, and including a totals line, and it ended up being 2 pages. So I had to make sure all that fit on there and still kept it beautiful, and she loved it. So I was really excited about that. So if you're watching, thanks for doing that custom order and inspiring me to do, see if anybody else needs custom orders. But I'd be glad to put that in, and then she can every month print this one sheet. She didn't have to fill out all those lines, and be good to go every month. So I love that. You can pair that with a transaction log, and that works really well, and everything. So let's see, savings tracker. I have 2 you get to choose from. Now the sinking fund's a listing by itself. The transaction log is a listing by itself. This is a listing by itself, and then this is a listing. I have 2 savings trackers by itself, so 2 different listings. But you can use either the boxes where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 boxes here, or you have, if that's enough what you need, in categories. If you categorize your savings, almost like a sinking fund, but it is long-term savings, not short-term. Sinking funds are meant for short-term savings. Long-term savings, this could be like for a car, a house, emergency fund, anything, college, whatever, you can use that for that. This savings tracker is if you're doing savings into one account every month, and you can just put the date, beginning balance, how much you added, how much you took out, and the ending, especially if they all commingle together in one account. If you want to separate which ones they are, you can do that. Savings tracker, I actually run my savings tracker as a sinking fund with the categories here instead of a date. So you could do that as well. But these are 2 separate listings. Either one can work, whatever works best for you. And then a debt tracker. So our family is consumer debt free. We still have a mortgage, but we are not completely debt free because we have a mortgage. But if my husband's Jeep does not start acting right and lasting longer, we may have to buy a vehicle. And we're not opposed to going into debt. We just want to go into debt responsibly and get out of debt as quickly as possible. So debt snowball tracker and debt tracker. The difference between the 2 is just the boxes. This has a lot more lines to it. 2 different listings. So this will be one listing. This will be another. Again, all of these come in 8.5 by 11, classic happy planner, and A5 sizes. So you have all this. What I like about this, you have your debt, your starting balance, how much you paid, any interest charged, and ending balance. So if you still have school loans and you want to track them separately or track them individually, this would be a good one, because each semester you get a school loan. That school loan actually goes, is broken down into several school loans under one umbrella loan. So I know when I had school loans with Fed loans, I think is what it's called, which is the second company that owned our school loans, you would have the year you got it, and it wouldn't have assigned letters or numbers, but it would say this date range, this is when you took out the loan, this is how much you owe now, this is how much we put to it if you paid the minimum payment. And each one was like $10, $15, $11, $8, whatever they wanted to throw at whatever loan they wanted to put it at. So they just diversified it. Well, I had like 21 loans after several years. I'm like, this is crazy. So you can target specifically loans by using this and like categorizing each one of those little ones if you have a school loan, or if you're just paying whatever the minimum is to the school loan, and that's just one bill for you. You can put that there, and then you can put your car loan and your credit card and your whatever your debts, payoffs are, personal loans, and just kind of have them all listed. And when you have them listed like that, it does something. It invokes something in you. You're like, that's a long list. I want it to be shorter. And so you start with the smallest one and do the snowball method. Unless you're a mathematician and you really like to pinch pennies and save money and you don't mind carrying them long term, then you can do the avalanche method or whatever method makes sense to you. So yeah, this is a great way to track your debt, but this is also another visual way of tracking debt, which is why I created them. People seem to like these too, where they're only looking at the one in this one box, and then the second and the third. So this is really, really good. And you get to write in all the debts that way, and you can print as many as you want, 2 different listings, all 3 sizes. And then last but not least, my personal favorite that I came up for myself, and I'm hoping others will want to do this as well, is the credit card log. So if, let's say you paid off your credit card, but you don't want to stop using it because you want to keep your credit score moving and in a good place, just in case in the future you want to get a loan or need to get a loan, such as a new vehicle, and you're going to pay it off quickly, but you want a good interest rate. You don't want to be penalized for not having good credit. And though I don't like credit scores or anything, because the banks determine that, and they're not the smartest people in the world apparently, but if you play by the rules, you can make it work for you. And this is one way I do it. I make sure I owe nothing on the first of every month as much as possible, though this last month it took me a couple days because I was on vacation on the first, so I didn't get to pay it on time, but it still worked out fine. I still made the payment, and but if you can start with 0 every month in your available credit and then work your way down and watch that available credit get less and your total owe go up, this will go down and this will go up, then you know, okay, I need to make sure I have cash to cover it all. And it forces you to think about it and make it painful, so you're not just running that credit card and keeping it maxed out all the time. I kept mine maxed out, same credit card, for 15 years. And I'm sitting there going, I spent $3,000 a year in interest approximately over the 15 years, and I could have bought a car or 2 after that. I could have used that money somewhere else, and it makes more sense to use it this way. So that's what I do here. Now the last thing I have, and now this is in all 3 sizes as well, classic happy planner in A5, but I also sell, as I showed earlier, cash envelopes. Now I don't have any cut up or anything like that, but I do have them printed out, and they are gorgeous. And the first one I show is always the pattern at the top of all my budget sheets. This is the main pattern for the month, and I just love how it turned out. It is so cute. So cash envelopes, you just cut them out, you fold them, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Now, if you don't want to flap on the top, just cut it across here and just get rid of the flap, and you can actually laminate them yourselves and do a laminated version, or you can just print them however you want. Heavier the paper, the better quality your cash envelope will be. But printables, here's the second pattern, and I thought this was gorgeous. Just slightly different, but same designs. Now this is just the background design. I thought that was nice to have in there. And then this one was really, really cool. I almost use this as the main pattern, but I like the other one so much better. And this didn't quite look as well with just a thin strip of it because of all the stripes. But it looks like she layered the two versions, the first one and the second one. And actually, no, maybe a different version. I don't know. But it looks like torn pages and lines. And I just thought it was really cool looking. And the purple with the flowers and coming through and showing through the different patterns that she overlaid one another. It was really neat. So I love that. Let's see. This one was really pretty. Patterns of purple peonies. And then this one, I do have a gray outline around everything. And that is for your cut lines. So you know where to cut where the end of the pattern is. And this one, I'm just in love with this one. Really, really cute. Just a simple hearts in the purple colors. And I thought that was a nice little touch. So I really enjoyed that one. And every time you buy, this is one listing. Obviously it's one size, but all 6 of these patterns you get for one price. And so you get all 6 cash envelopes, plus you get these sheets here. Oh, can't seem to get a hold of everything. You get all 6 patterns, plus a 2-page print of the 6, so you can have, what are they called? These are trackers. There you go, expense trackers for your cash envelopes. You cut them out and you can track what you need. Let's see, you get 2 of those, so you can get a total of 6 of these, and then 1 PDF with the cash teller slips. So when you go to the bank and you want to stuff your cash envelopes, here's your cash teller slips, and you can just pass this to them and say, this is the quantity of 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, and 50s and 100s, and the total amount here, and that's what you want. So you can cut one for each. I did 6, I'm thinking 1 envelope each, but that's silly. I mean, however often you need them, you have 6, so you may have leftover, and you can print them as frequently as you want. So it's once you get the PDF, it's always with each cash envelope PDF, so you always get them, and you can print them for whatever you need. So, but yeah, I love these cash envelopes. I don't really do cash envelopes personally. But I do enjoy looking at these, and I do like giving these to people and seeing how they like them, and they seem to enjoy them. So there we go. So that is everything. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So this is everything. These are all the listings. Again, they're all A5 and Classic Happy Planner in 8.5 by 11. You get to choose what you want to print, and these are the patterns for the month of September. I still have all the patterns from the previous month. So if you saw one before and you didn't get, check them out. You can get, like I said, I only put the month on the calendar. I never put the month on any of these budget sheets, so you can use them any time of the year. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.